Hey everybody, Norm over here, and it's Thumpin' Thursday at Norm's Rare Guitars, and we've got a special guest today, one of the greatest bass players I know, just incredibly good. Played with the guy that I came out here with original, Bobby Caldwell. He's played with Bobby for the last probably, 10 years or so, and this is Roberto Vally.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey Norm, try kissing 30.
30 years?
30 years.
Well, I didn't even think he was 30 years old.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Me either.
Well, they
Actually,
probably
that's my IQ. You know, so.
they probably recognize him from that video that he did with Lemo.
Yeah, he did a really cool video with Lemo, and I said, listen, we need to get you in here for Thumpin' Thursday. So we got a really special instrument over here that I want to show you. Look at this messed up brown case. This thing is really destroyed. Not. This thing's beautiful. And this is a 1962, one of the very first 3-knob jazz basses. It's a slab fingerboard, and you can tell it's got the curved lamination up in the top, and the slab board is about twice as thick as the boards were later. And what's good about that, it produces a different sound, but also, you know, if you ever decide that you need to refret it, if you play the hell out of it, there's a lot more fingerboard to work with if you pull the frets and you play in the board and then put some more frets in. It can go for a lot of different fret jobs. Got original catalog in here, and we got the original hang taggers, which I love, and the polishing cloth. And just a really beautiful brown case. How does this feel to you, Roberto?
Man, it feels like an old friend.
There you go.
I mean, it's in such a rare, undisturbed, condition. I mean, when you look at the back of the neck,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
a
no
little belt buckle. And
yeah.
stuff. It's
Well,
been played,
I mean,
but
gosh,
not a whole lot.
It's kissing 60 years old. Yeah, for me, this bass is the holy grail of electric basses.
And this also, it has like real heavy flat wounds on
Yes.
it, and still plays really great.
It sure
even
does.
with those heavy strings.
And I'm noticing inside here, it's got the mute pads
Right.
on the strings to make it sound more like an upright bass,
Yeah.
more staccato.
It kind of decays quicker with those mutes on
Oh.
there. So the idea was back in the day to try to make them sound like an upright, stand-up bass. And so this one really does that. But if you were to put round wounds on it, that would make it a lot brighter.
Oh,
and,
sure.
Then you could do a lot more of the slapping stuff.
And you can
if
pull
wanted to do it.
the cover off
Take the
and just
mute
let the strings run free, and then you can I do a technique where I mute the strings with my palm,
Yep.
and I kind of play with my thumb and my forefinger, and I can get that kind of upright bass thing. But yeah, for me, they don't get better than this. I think.
Well, this is kind of where it all started. It started with the P bass, but the jazz bass, the spacing of the pickups is different on the jazz bass. The P bass pickup is one split pickup right over here. With the jazz bass, you have this pickup and you have the bridge pickup for more treble.
Yeah.
So it's just a variation. Generally, the necks are narrower on the jazz basses.
For sure. Oh yeah, absolutely.
P basses are generally pretty wide.
Yeah. I kind of liken the P bass being like a Ford Mustang, and then Fender, Leo, and they guess they thought, well, what can we do? I mean, the P bass will always have its place.
Right.
It has a sound.
It's a real warm, fat.
It's a very, very warm sound, and for me, like when I listen to some recordings I've done, and I listen to it on my little computer speaker, man, that P bass really can cut through. Where I get into my 5-string basses and they kind of get lost, but there's some kind of a cut there, but it's not harsh.
Well, the simplicity in design is really where it's at with these instruments. They nailed it to begin with, and then they keep trying to do something else. But the 5-string and 6-string. The original 5 strings had very wide spacing, so you really didn't get more notes.
Yes.
On the thing, But now the later 5 strings and 6 strings, there is added range there. But
For sure.
There's nothing like these things. My favorite music was played on this. My favorite bass player, Jaco Pastorius, used an old jazz bass.
Yeah,
And
probably around the same year that this one was made. I think he had a 62.
Well, the original one he had was a stack knob that he actually
modified?
put a 3-knob setup on it, because with the stack knobs, it actually bleeds a little power. So with the 3 knobs, you have volume, and a master tone. For some reason, the power of the instrument
Yeah.
is a little bit more the output.
Yes.
And so, but
I think
Jocko's was
I
early.
think the double concentric with the two tone controls, it just added more resistance. So
Yeah,
it was a
just more
great
stuff to
it
go
was a
through.
great idea. But at the end of the day, like who's going to want to have like a bassy neck pickup and a more trebly thing? You just want to have a simple is good, you know.
Right.
So
And also, I mean, with as far as output goes, Jocko was using an acoustic 360 bass amp,
Oh
so
my
there was
gosh.
plenty of juice if he wanted to crank it.
Yeah.
He could make up for any of the power and stuff. But the three knobs give you a little bit more power, and this is like a wonderful bass in a wonderful condition.
I'm looking forward to playing her.
Let's get out there and see what this thing does.
Absolutely, let's
All right.
do that.
Let's go.
Hey now, so we're back out in the showroom, and I just got handed a beautiful 1962 all original Fender jazz bass, and this thing has the original mutes that are inside, so the bass is very, very staccato. The thing, I have never seen this bass or played this bass before, but it is in a very, very rare, undisturbed state, for something that is pushing 60 years old. It's in way better shape than I am, and I'm about the same age. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to play some bluesy stuff on it. You can get an idea of what she can do, Let's do one more song. I'm going to do one in homage to Norm. One of his old bandmates made this little ditty back in 1979, and I've had the good fortune to play it a couple of thousand times with the writer, artist, Bobby Caldwell, What You Won't Do for Love, so something like this. I guess you wonder where I've been. I've searched to find the love within. And I've came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go.
was
From
amazing.
Bobby to some funky stuff.
Herbie Hancock.
Yes, thank you. Chameleon.
That was amazing.
1962. I might add that this has the slab cut rosewood fingerboard that makes it even stand out more uniquely. But this is a great example of a rare undisturbed 1962 Fender jazz bass right here at Norm's. Come and check her out.